What's up, everyone? I'm CL Connolly, and today's Thanksgiving. Although today isn't Thanksgiving, by the time you see this video, it'll be Thanksgiving Day. So I've been doing these little walks with her every single day, except on the weekends because my husband's home. And I figured I would go ahead and do that today. Film a video while I'm out here on our little walk so that you can see how she is when we're outside. And I promise I do not do anything that makes her feel uncomfortable in any way. If she starts feeling uncomfortable, she lets me know and we turn around and go home. But anyway, and that's just for anybody who likes to leave negative comments. So anywho, so Thanksgiving. I haven't decided exactly how I really feel about the holiday. Let me put it that way. Only because of the fact that, it seems like you got one holiday where you spend a shit ton of money for food to feed a bunch of people, right before another holiday where you're spending a shit ton of money to give a bunch of people Christmas presents. So it's like, okay, well, sorry, there's a bug on me. But it's like, okay, I get it. We're doing Thanksgiving now because my parents are no longer holding Thanksgiving. They figured they're going to pass the torch on because they just don't want to cook anymore. Great, awesome. They can cook for 2 people. So we now do Thanksgiving. And since we do Thanksgiving, we did it last year, but I didn't pay attention. So this year I paid attention to how much we spent on the food. Holy shit. That's a lot of freaking money to feed some people. So, but the grocery store, luckily HEB was having like a special or something like that where you get like a turkey. If you buy a turkey, you get a ham free, or buy a ham, you get a turkey free, or some shit like that. I don't remember. I don't know. My husband's the one who goes in the grocery store. So anyway, so he was telling me about it. So we got both a turkey and a ham this year, and which is fine. I'm okay with that. And but we don't really do turkey on Thanksgiving, ham on Christmas. But that's just my family's tradition. This year, I really don't give a shit. I'd, just as easily make freaking lasagna and be like, here, have at it. Of course, everything I make has to be gluten-free, so there's that. But anyway, so, yeah. I don't know what the thing is about her arm being in my shirt. She just does that. As long as she's not messing with anything in my shirt, I think we're okay. But anyway, so I think Thanksgiving is going to be a lot of fun. We've got my husband's family coming over, my son and his family coming over. So yeah, my parents are visiting my aunt for Thanksgiving, so they won't be around. But yep, so that's how our holiday's going, and it's all good. It's okay. No big deal, right? Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving. You just have a bunch of people over, tell everybody what you're thankful for the year, and what you hope that the next year will, bring, and then you eat. Stuff yourself stupid, right? I don't know. So anyway, I haven't decided. Like last year, we put up the Christmas tree before Thanksgiving so that we could have it up when everybody came over. This year, I don't know if we're going to do that. I think I might, but my husband's worried that this little one might mess with it. So he's worried that she might mess with the Christmas tree. We had to move our fake tree from the end of our sofa into another room so that she would stop pulling the leaves off of it. So he doesn't know if she'll end up messing with the Christmas tree. But the only way to find out is to put it up, because when we had Valentine, our cat, my husband never put up I think she found a bug. We never put up the Christmas tree specifically because we didn't want her climbing into the tree. Little did we know, she didn't have any interest in the tree. And the only reason why we know that is because at one time my mother-in-law was living with us for a couple of years, and she got all pissy and shit and decided to go, there's no Christmas on here. So we had to put our fucking tree up. So that's how we found out that the cat never messed with it. So there's that. Yeah, that's how that worked out. But anyway, we never put it up again after that. I think we put like the top of the tree because it was one of those trees where it had like layers and stuff like that. But it was like old from like the 80s because my parents had it. It's one of those fake trees, right? So, what you call it? So we ended up getting the tree after my parents had it. And it had like those, you know, like the pole where you just kind of put the things all the way around it. But it had like really big bald spots and everything because it was just old. Like it was from the 80s. Okay? It's from the 80s. My parents had it when I was a kid. It's just better to have a fake tree, right? So, anywho. So we got it. And we put it up for my son when he was younger, but as he got older, he didn't care. So we just stopped putting it up. But by the time we stopped putting it up, we had the cat. So it didn't matter. And my son didn't give a shit. You know, he didn't care about the stupid tree. We go over to my parents' house and they had a tree. But by the end, we were only just using just the top of the tree, which was like I want to say maybe like a 2 foot. Like the top of it was like 2 foot tall tree. So we were using that. Of course, the cat's not going to climb in a 2 foot tall tree. So never had that issue. But anyway, so we got to figure out if this one's going to have an issue with the tree. She really shouldn't, because we got a fake tree, but it's like, I think it's 4 foot tall, 3 feet tall, something like that. It's a small one anyway, but it does sit on the floor. So it's not like a tabletopper tree. It is a floor tree, and it goes in our corner right underneath the axis deer head that we have in there. And so, yeah, I don't think she's going to mess with it. We haven't decided whether or not we're going to put it up before Thanksgiving or after. But of course, from when I'm filming this today, we have 3 days to figure that out. Otherwise, you'll see this on Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving. But yeah, so I think it would be fun to have the tree up. I like to do this thing every year where everybody gets a different kind of bag. Like, I hate wrapping presents, right? I don't wrap presents very well. It's always really bad wrapping. So I do like silly bags. So one year we did, let's see, stockings was the first year. Is when I started that. So I started doing stockings. And everybody got their gift inside a stocking. And that went over really well. And it was it was an actual stocking. It wasn't paper or anything like that. It was a real stocking. And last year we did Santa pants. They were literally pants. The only problem with that, though, is that I didn't look at the size on the listing when I ordered them. So they were too small. So I did end up having to wrap the presents. And then I taped the Santa pants to the front of the presents. That's how that worked. Because I didn't pay attention to the size, and because it was my fault, I wasn't going to return it because I'm the idiot who didn't pay attention to the sizing. So I wasn't going to return it. I was going to work with what I had because it was my fault. I'm not going to do, a bad review where it was like, oh, they weren't that big, they weren't the right size. Well, of course they weren't the right size. I'm the one who didn't pay attention to it. It was my fault. So this year I paid attention to the size, and I got these canvas bags, but they're Grinch. So I got these Grinch canvas bags, and that's what's going in, everyone's gifts are going into. I paid attention to the size. So the sizing should work. So there we go. So, anywho. But yeah, so they're Grinch bags. I think one of them, they all have different sayings on them and stuff like that, but they're canvas bags. They're canvas totes. So they can be used multiple times. And that's exactly what my plan was, is that, people can use them over and over and over again. So anyway, I was going to do elf pants this year, but the problem with doing it that way was because I screwed up the Santa pants. I was worried that I was going to screw up the elf ones too. That's why I decided to go with the Grinchy canvas totes, because I didn't want to screw up the sizing again. So anywho, but yeah, that's how that's going to work out. Everybody's presents are going to be inside these little Grinch totes, and they can carry them around if they want to afterwards. Use them as reusable bags because you can, right? So anyway, that's Christmas. Thanksgiving has cost about as much as the Christmas presents so far have cost us, We do have a few more Christmas presents that we have to get. But other than that, you know, hey, whatever. Yeah, Thanksgiving isn't really like, for us, and it never really has been. It's not really, I can't say it's not really a holiday, because you basically eat like the traditional dishes and shit like that, right? That you do every year. But in my family, we've always gone around the table to say what we're thankful for. You know, what we're thankful for the year, what has, you know, what good things have come to us this year, and what we hope to, you know, what we hope to have next year. So yeah, you just say what you're thankful for. It's not, I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't really understand the true meaning of Thanksgiving, but from what I have been told is that Thanksgiving is supposed to be a time where everyone comes together and gives thanks to, you know, the universe. My parents aren't really religious. You give thanks to the universe for being, you know, giving for that year. You got to find, you know, dig down real deep and find all the good things that have happened. And of course, most people, if you actually think about it, you can actually make your own goodness, right? So I will say that much. So you can make your own goodness as long as you have like a positive mindset. You got to have a real good positive mindset, without actually looking at everything so negatively. So I have noticed within the last 2 weeks that there are a lot of people who just seem to see everything as a negative. Everything is so negative, and it's just like, you know, it's like, can you see anything as a positive? Like, do you just believe that everything is awful and bad and horrible, and that it's just, I don't know. I don't really understand I always believe that you make your own happiness, and you can't rely on everyone around you to bring you that happiness. You have to embrace the universe and the energy within the universe to give you your own happiness. So there's that. And yes, I do suffer with anxiety and depression and have been clinically diagnosed and shit like that. But can I take, you know, medications for that? No, I cannot, due to other medical issues. So there's that. Anywho, so I basically do what I can when I can to try to stay in a positive mindset, because when that time hits, it hits hard. And a lot of the times I don't even know what day it is. So, you know, build your own positivity. Really just look at everything from a positive mindset. If something doesn't go your way, there's a reason it didn't go your way, right? Ooh, that is a big, ugly spider. So that is one thing you really have to think about, right? Is that everything happens for a reason. And if you want something to happen for you in one specific way, you have to make it happen in that way. And if it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be. There's a reason why it didn't, right? So there's that. But anyway, we're going to finish our walk. She's having a great time. She just loves looking at everything, and apparently herself. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, honey. Thank you for the smooches. Yeah. Just letting me know she's okay. So I figured out this little communication thing where whenever I basically talk to her, make sure she's okay and stuff like that, she wraps her arms around my neck just to let me know she's doing okay. Right, Miss Aria? Yeah. And if I see a video or watch a movie that makes me cry, she comes over and she'll give me a hug, wrap her arms right around my neck like she's making sure I'm okay. Such a sweet girl, huh? Well, she had a nice little 2-hour nap today, so yeah, she's in a good mood. And this is our walk after lunch, right? right? Yep. It's our after lunch walk. So, because she can't bounce around too much after lunch. Sometimes she gets a little overzealous. Yeah. Sometimes she gets a little overzealous. And I don't know what it is. She gets like, what am I thinking? Clumsy. That's the word I'm going to use. I'm going to say clumsy. She gets a little clumsy. And she smacks her head into the window when she's jumping up and down on the couch. Like she runs too fast. And instead of stopping herself before she gets to the window, she runs into the window. So yeah, if we do the walk after lunch, she isn't so rambunctious in the living room and clumsy. Yeah. Ooh, thank you for the wet willy. I appreciate your tongue going directly into my ear. Anyway. So yeah, that's all I had today. Like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't. I don't give a shit. Do whatever the fuck you want. Have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.